Okay, and welcome to the first bit of Eng 1500 for 2021. Let me start by saying hi, I am Dr. Dylan Kelly. I am going to be your lecturer, your course coordinator. I was the creator of and will be your guide to all things Eng 1500 this year. I created this course with the help of an awesome team 5 years ago. We've been running this course ever since, and we just keep getting better at it every time. Um, and I'm going to basically introduce you today to a few different things. Predominantly, my objectives are to get you familiar with me, my lecturing style, and the course itself, how it works, how it's laid out, what's in it, and also to go through some admin, some OH&S stuff, some enrollments, FAQs. Basically, answer a bunch of questions that I know people are going to have in the next 2 weeks. If we can answer those now, if we can get you used to the style now, all of that cognitive load of things that we don't have to deal with once the semester actually starts. And so that's just going to make life way easier for you. So there's nothing today that's horribly crucial, right? This is going to be chill. We're going to talk through some stuff. Doesn't matter if you miss it. You don't have to memorize everything I'm going to say today. It's just easing you into it so we have a kick-ass semester. Okay? So those are our two things. What are we going to start with? Well, we're going to start with the way in which this course sort of runs and the way it was set up. So it's very deliberately set up to have two distinct but related parts to the course. All right, so it's got lectures where we go through big picture engineering stuff. So this is where all different engineerings come together, normally in a big room, not this year in a big room, together, 700 people all in one theatre, and I lecture out the front and talk to you about big picture engineering. So things that are fundamental to the engineering process. We talk about the way engineers see the world, how we break it down through models and assumptions to understand it, how we use that to then help us identify problems, solve them in creative ways, work systematically through a problem solving process to come up with optimum solutions, how we would then implement those through a design and build process in a team, communicate them to our colleagues, and all of that. So as you can tell, all of those things are generic. It doesn't matter what type of engineer you are, that's going to be useful stuff to you no matter what. And we deliberately want to break down barriers between disciplines there and talk about how we communicate across disciplines and stuff. So that's lectures. The other part of the course is the workshops. Now, the workshops are more grounded, where you will walk in, you will get a problem in day one. We will hand you a problem brief and say, build within the next 12 weeks a tangible solution to this problem. So it will be something like build a wind turbine that can charge my phone. You have 12 weeks, you will physically build a device. I will put in a wind turbine and plug my phone into it by the end of the semester. So that's where you're going to actually apply this high level knowledge that you get. You're going to apply it at a grassroots level here. Okay? Those projects are discipline specific, so all the different disciplines get their own project that is tailored to their actual particular degree. Because software engineers maybe didn't come in wanting to build wind turbines, so they get their own custom awesome software project, and everybody gets their own. So these two things are meant to work together in tandem. You'll learn about something at its grassroots and apply it, and then you'll look at it conceptual and how it maybe works out in industry, and you'll be able to feed those two things together. That's kind of the concept of how the course was created. So if we then break down those two parts and we look at lectures first, that's what's going to come from me. So I'm going to give you all your lecture content. 2 hours a week, roughly, is what we'll be looking at. Some weeks it will be less. Some weeks 1 week it will maybe more. But generally it's going to be less than 2 hours worth of content a week. And they're going to be content dumps. So they're predominantly going to be me monologuing at you, huge amounts of information really quickly, and then you're going to be able to go and apply that and use it later. But it's a content dump style of delivery. They are pre-recorded. They will be online due to COVID restrictions. We're not allowed to host large face-to-face lectures at the moment for the 700 or something of you that are going to be in this course. So that's good in a number of ways. It means we can adopt some cool styles where instead of giving you 2 hours all at once, because that's what I had to do in the old timetabling system, I can maybe break my content up into a bunch of short videos one week and then have one big long video the next week, as is appropriate for the content that I want to share with you. We're also going to have like tangents and things where you hit a point in a video and go, hey, if you want to know more about this, go tangent over here, watch a video, and then come back into this one. Because we can do all of that now that we're online. Also means you don't have to watch them exactly when they get uploaded. You've got some flexibility in that, which is nice. I do plan to upload Saturday nights. I plan to record Saturday and upload Saturday afternoon so that you can watch them then. Whether I can stick to that upload schedule or not will be questionable. But I'll do my absolute best. You will have a little bit of prep work to do for it. I will try and send you that prep work a couple of days beforehand. It will not be arduous. It will be think about these questions. What is your thoughts on blah? And that's a thing that's kind of proven to help people retain the key aspects of big brain dumps of content, is to get them to do a little bit of easy prep work beforehand. I'll probably also embed it in the start of the video, so you can just start the video, hit pause, do the prep work for 15 minutes, and then jump into the rest of it. Awesome. As well as that, you're also going to get live sessions. So I started these as we transitioned to an online course really quickly last year during COVID, and these went down really well. So this is what's going to happen in the regular scheduled lecture time, 8 to 10 on Tuesdays. I'll go live. I might have a little bit of content where I recap some lecture stuff or I highlight some things that we're going to want to talk about and I'm going to want your input from in these live sessions. But mainly it'll be question and answer. Okay, so I'll sit here. You'll be able to dump questions at me. Hey, how does this bit of lecture content you spoke about last week fit into my project? Hey, what's the assessment like this week? Can you give me some help with that? Whatever. And I will just sit there and answer questions for that 2-hour window. I don't care how related they are to the course. I'll obviously do all the course related ones first, but you want to ask me about industrial experience or my company or whatever, I don't care. I'll talk to you. All right. That was something that students seemed to really respond well to last year. We just tried it as an experiment last year, and all the feedback was this is one of the best parts of the course, so I'm sticking with it. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you miss one of these. It's your best time to ask me questions. You're far better off to ask me a question in a live stream than you are through an email. But if you can't make one for whatever reason, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. All right, so that's all the stuff you're going to get directly from me. You're also going to have workshops every week, and that's where you're going to basically do this hands-on aspect, and that was generally considered by most people to be far and away the best part of this course. Engineers like to build stuff and solve problems and work things through, right? And that's exactly what you get to do in your workshop every week. Real problems, often pulled from industry, you get to solve them. You're going to get loads of hands-on experience in an environment like this. So again, it's not just conceptual, it is physical design, build, test, redesign. So you design it, you've got to build it, and you've got to test it. So you'll get that experience contained within this course. Super valuable. As I've said, they're discipline specific, so you will get one that hopefully is tailored to your interest or at least your degree. And really importantly, all of this is going to kick off week 1. All right, so you'll walk into your workshop week 1 and you will, bam, here's your project that you're going to be working on. So we start you from scratch, from day 1, sorry, to give you the utmost advantage in time so that we don't waste any of it. Obviously, this means mandatory attendance in your week 1 workshop. You can't miss workshops. Yes, you can watch a lecture later. You can't miss a workshop. You have to be there, and you have to be there from week 1 because there's safety inductions that happen in week 1, and if you miss them, you won't be allowed back. So make sure you go to your week 1 workshop. It's basically the point of that story. Cool. All right. Exiting out of course discussion, talking about some of the more admin-y side of things. Enrollments and allocations. How much fun was this for everybody? Sorry that that's your first experience of university in my course. It's brutal. It's brutal every year. We try to optimize a timetable for 40,000 students, and it's hard. And unfortunately, because of the discipline-specific nature of Eng 1500, it's got more constraints than normal, and the system occasionally just gives up and allows clashes when it shouldn't and stuff like that. So, sorry if you had clashes and you had a hard time enrolling. I really empathize with you. I'm doing my best to try and sort them out. I hope most of you are now enrolled and allocated into a workshop. If you are not, please check your emails because I have been trying to email people to get them sorted. And please, if you can't enroll and you are not, or you can't enroll in your workshop, you need to email me this week because we need to get it sorted because workshops start week 1. All right, so super important. Again, sorry, I know it's sucky. We'll get it sorted. It'll be okay. Just got to get into contact with me. If you're one of the people I have spoken to and you're waiting on your manual enrollment, yes, you are still waiting on that manual enrollment. Hopefully it goes through soon. As long as I know about it, just show up to the class that we've discussed. You'll be perfectly fine. Cool. The other big one from an admin perspective is personal protective equipment. So we'll talk to you about this in your week 1 workshop, but many of you are in workshops that require tool use and stuff like that, and so you will need certain protective equipment. It's all up on the screen there so that you can screenshot it if you need to, broken down by what degree you are in. Some of you just need enclosed shoes, which is super easy, but some of you need various levels of more comprehensive safety gear. If you have questions, email me about it. But also, if you go into Hip Pocket at Wallsend, I work with them every year so that they know you're coming and they know what you need, so hopefully they can help you. This video is not sponsored by Hip Pocket. I just like working with them because I think they help students out, so I guide students there. But you can get your gear from wherever you want. And if you've already got some gear or you buy some gear, please bring it in week 1. And just ask and check that it's all good to go, so there aren't any surprises. The other thing, it's not really PPE related, but it is OH&S related, is most of your workshops will require you to undergo an induction quiz, which you will need to do by week 2. Again, more information is coming. You can't do them yet, but I just wanted to remind some people. Awesome. So that's the PPE requirements. Hopefully it's all pretty self-explanatory. If it's not, flick me an email. Awesome. So the thing that we're just going to end this video with is a couple of common questions. So these are questions that I generally get through O-Week or emails about a week out from semester and stuff, and thought, hey, I'll try and smash through a bunch of them really quickly here. If this is insufficient to answer your question, again, feel free to follow up. But I'll just smash through some stuff really quickly. So, when will Blackboard go live? Probably day 1 of semester. I used to make it live earlier, and it honestly does more harm than good. So, maybe the weekend before semester starts, maybe Monday, the first day of semester, I'll make Blackboard go live there. Consequently, obviously, you do not need it before that point. All right? Anything I want to share with you, I will share through email, not through Blackboard, because not enough people check Blackboard. So, there's 0 point in me putting anything up there. Often I will answer that question in front of a group of students and immediately get the question, what is Blackboard? So really quickly, Blackboard is a learning management software service thing. Basically what it is a web platform that allows me to upload content for all of you to access. So there's all sorts of stuff can go into here, like lecture videos and slides and questions and stuff like that. Same deal with all the content for your particular workshops will go up on here. Your project description and weekly tasks. And all assessments will be happen through Blackboard. So I'll issue assessments through Blackboard and you'll upload assignments there or take quizzes through Blackboard. It's got some other handy things like a weekly breakdown of the course. So that will tell you when assessments are on and what's going on each week. And it's another platform, as I've said, where I can put announcements through Blackboard for you to see. But again, because they check so rarely, I will almost always email them to you as well or instead of. But among other things, these are some of the things that Blackboard does. You will use it for all of your courses. You'll get super familiar with it really quick. It's really easy to use. To get to it, if you've never tried to log in before, go to MyUON or UON Online. Can't remember what it's called for you. It's called something slightly different for me as a staff member, unfortunately. But one of them will be Blackboard. Click on that, sign in. You'll get taken to a page that'll look something like this. Again, staff is slightly different. And you'll have all your courses on the right. You'll have hopefully your 4 courses or however many you're taking will be on the right there. Once they become available, again, mine is not available. It'll appear Monday week. Something else to point out, things like quizzes will appear for you as well under my other sites. So there are particular things that you'll be asked to do there. Again, I wouldn't expect all of this to be filled out for you yet, but it will be between now and when semester starts. So you can navigate your way through. Easy. What else we got? Emails. How often should you be checking your emails? At least once a day. Minimum. I understand that a lot of the time that is just spam or there's going to be nothing in it. And if that's the case, great. It costs you 30 seconds of your life. You still need to check them every day. Because if I need to communicate with you, hey, you need this PPE or your class times have been changed or whatever, my only real method of doing that is email. So you are required to check them every day. It's just uni in general. The university lives through email. So you got to check them. Also, start using your @UON account. When you're in a large entity like a business or a university, once you become a member of it, you will almost always be issued a @whatever email address, and as a professional, that's what you use. You don't use your private one anymore. If you want to correspond at university, start using your @UON account. Okay, that's just professionally what you should be doing. So start doing that. Doesn't matter if you haven't been, but start in the future. Cool. Is there a textbook? No. And we're done. No, is there a textbook? No, there's not. Save your money, spend it on other things. There are some useful texts. I will point them out to you as we come across them, and they could be useful, but there's nothing you absolutely have to buy. The last point that I get asked is occasionally about my assessment structure and what the assessments are. Don't worry about it. Basically, there's a whole video coming for this. So there's a big video, and it's going to break down every assessment, how it fits into the structure, why it's there, what it does, when it's due, what it involves. All right. So that's getting its own video. The short version is you're going to, in this course, get a series of progressive assessments, so things that steadily get more complex and hopefully more interesting for you to do. And they're going to kind of build off each other as you go. And they're going to be a mixture. The first one's a quiz. It's just like a self-reflection quiz. It's super easy. You'll do reports. You'll do more quizzes. You'll do more reporting. You'll test your project, which is worth a fairly big chunk of marks. And you'll do presentations periodically. So it's a mix of all of these things that make up the assessment structure for my course. More information is coming. There is no exam. People seem to like when I tell them that there's no final exam for the course. It's not a thing, not because I don't particularly believe in exams, just because of the content in which I am educating you in, I don't believe facilitates exam assessment particularly well. And I think, yeah, that's it. So that's all as I said, nothing big here. Just a quick intro. I'll see you all in about a week and a little bit. More lecture content will come. And I'll be in as many of your workshops as I possibly can so I can say hello and we can start a dialogue. If you do have any questions between now and then, any at all, feel free to email me. That's my email address up on screen. And we should be all good. Awesome. Done. Out.